All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh Shai, Shem Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, salutation, and much love to Yakim out there, pushing out his word and truth, sincerity. And this is the brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, and we just want to do a Lord willing, edifying and exhorting lesson for the sincere brothers out there and the sincere believers that are out watching the videos. But we're just gonna let the brothers go ahead and
Bashim,
get to
Yahushat, Bashim, Rapakudash.
I think it's things a little late.
Yeah, but go ahead, brothers. Let me see here. Is that
Anybody got something? What did you name the video up? I got a quick freestyle. Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, come on. Anybody speak on
it's
it?
up on forum. It's up on forum like
Isaiah
usual
chapter 2,
every
verse
week.
12. Isaiah 2 and 12, and it says, "For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty." And upon, Isaiah 2 and 12. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
Right, man, and that's the times that we're living in, man. Because all right, starting with Esau, Edom, who is the proud. All right, if a brother wants to get that, my brother get that both die. Esau, Edom is one of the proudest nations on the planet Earth, man. All right, he's pushed that spirit onto the majority of the rest of the earth. All right, including in the house of Israel. Okay, you have proud Israelites out there in the earth. Okay, get that real quick first. Obadiah. Obadiah at the top.
All right. Obadiah, start at the top, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
See, this is what the Lord is doing to the proud, man. You ever got something? Verse 2. Okay, come on. Okay. All right, this is what the Lord is doing. He's rising up these other nations against America, man. All right, because just like in the time of the Roman Empire, like we were just going into, they thought themselves to be in complete control. All right, which they were, but they got proud. Okay, with that power that was given through the blessing, really, it was through His blessing. But what they got over prideful. Okay, and so the Lord had to bring him down. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
The pride of thy heart does deceive you. Because what? They say, what's the precept of them? They say none shall touch her.
That's not there for
get that, yeah, get that. Because that's the ultimate pride of these nations, man. Or of Esau. He really believes through his power, through his blessing that was given unto him through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? He believes that he cannot be touched, man. That not even the Lord can touch him. That's how prideful this devil is, man. Okay? Go ahead, on. You get that.
Isaiah chapter 18. Isaiah 18. Like it. Revelation. Forgive me. Revelation 18, verse 7. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her.
Hey, real quick, when you think about someone who's living deliciously, man, think about somebody who's eating, licking their fingers, like with no cares in the world, man. That's how America has lived. That's how these Edomites have lived, right? Starting with the elites, okay, in these last days. Go ahead.
Come. And live deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
I said the queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow, man. That's how prideful these damn devils have become, man. You know, they really think that they can't be touched, that they're not going to be touched. But what? Like the brother was just reading, this is the time of their downfall, man. Okay. Bring this up, brother.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked.
Hey, the Lord said, "He shall punish the world for the evil." Who's in control of the earth? Brother, get that. Job 9:20, 24. Get that real quick, because hey, man, as the scriptures say, as the king is, so shall the people be. Roughly paraphrasing. So, who's the king of the earth, man? Esau, Edom. He's the one that's ruling. Okay. So are the people on the earth. Just as prideful as him. Go ahead.
It's Job 9, verse 24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
So the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked, man. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, because he really, Esau did that. He covered the faces of the judges, talking about the prophets. Ultimately, first and foremost, talking about Yahweh Shai. He covered who his real identity is, because there was power in those people. Those people had power in their days. And he had to cover them up, change them up to make them look like him so that he can receive that power. You know, that cloud. People say, oh, shit, well, the angels look like the white man. The prophets are all white people. The Messiah was a white man. God is a white man. So no wonder the white man's in the position he is. Well, you see, that's his pride, man. You know? Read that again from the top.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy.
And who's the wicked? Brother, get Malachi 1 and 4. All right? We got to, these scriptures, man, they're very, very specific on who it's talking about, man. There's times when it's talking about a big select group of people, but the scriptures is very specific that it's talking about those selected people. Okay? You got that, Malachi?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Get to the point, or
Yeah, get to the point. Yeah.
all right, this is Malachi chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
When was Edom impoverished, man? During the time of Jake's rule, the so-called Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire. Okay, when Esau was in the mountains, braying like a damn horse, man. Okay, eating juniper roots. Which is, if you don't know what juniper roots is, go take a sip of some gin, and you're gonna see how nasty that shit is. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Because what you're just going into the rebirth. These Edomites were reborn. They built back their empire. But what did the Lord say? He said, "I shall bring down." Going back again to the Lord bringing down the proud. Okay, go ahead.
They shall call them the border of wickedness.
The border of wickedness, man. So when you traveling on I-75 up north, you're gonna come to the Georgia border. What does that mean? That means from here on out, Georgia starts. So it said what? And they shall be called the border of wickedness. So anytime you see a red-faced devil, a red-faced devil, that's where is wickedness. All right. So the wicked, read that again from the top.
Isaiah 13, verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil.
I will punish the world for the evil. Esau, Edom, is in control of the earth. Go ahead.
And the wicked for their iniquity.
And the wicked for their iniquity, starting with Edom. All right, because that's the border. Remember, Esau is the border of wickedness. And then it goes on to the 2/3. It goes on to the heathens. But it starts at Esau, Edom. Okay, go ahead.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, man. The pride of these devils is being brought low, man. You know, the Most High is making a swift riddance of these devils, man. Starting with these devils, but because ultimately all the proud is going to be taken out of the earth, man. Israelite, the proud Israelites, the proud Hamites, the proud Ishmaelites. Okay, all the proud are going to be destroyed, man. Okay.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Who's the terrible? Esau, Edom. We were going into the draconian laws, right? How he took over the earth through his severe laws. Okay, his extreme punishment. Okay. We read about all the things. We were going into the ways that Esau took down the nations, okay, through his severe draconian laws, man. He's the terrible, man. When people think about America, when they hear about American troops coming to the nation, those people are in fear, man. When you think about the police coming into your neighborhood, you're in fear because you already know the so-called white man is that nigga driving that car, man. More than likely. Okay.
I got a precept on that pride.
Go ahead.
All right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 11. It says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." I'm talking about Esau. You know, his pomp is brought down low. The future prophecy. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend and above the heights of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. And then here in verse 15 it says, "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." So Esau's pride, his pomp, is going to be brought down by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You know, he's clearly the pride of the earth in his eyes. Well, all that pride and that pomp is going to be brought down to the lowest level possible, as you were saying. You know, it's all going to be through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. One more, if I could, in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 18. It says, For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So because and if you want to speak on it, go ahead. I was just going to say, you know, that's because their pride, the ultimate judgment is going to fall upon that nation. And it starts with their pride, and that they think they're unstoppable, untouchable. The Lord's going to bring that down to the grave, and where their houses are going to be ravished. Yeah,
Isaiah chapter 2.
Yeah. It's Isaiah 2:11. It says, "The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day."
The Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, man. All right. You ain't gonna be exalting Esau. You ain't gonna be exalting these fat ass Judahites. All right. You ain't gonna be exalting not a damn thing but the Lord, man. Because everybody's gonna be brought down, Lord, man. All right. But who? The elect. The elect is gonna be getting brought up spiritually and then physically. Okay, because what right now we're putting ourselves low, so that in that day we're not gonna be brought low like these other people, man. Because these other people, they're gonna be in dire straits, man. All right, they're gonna be starving to death. They're gonna be getting killed out on the streets. Why? Because of their pride. I believe there's a precept that says,
Because of pride of the cities.
no, I mean that's one too, but it's in the Apocrypha because of their pride. I think it's
Their houses
You guys,
shall be
right?
built.
I just read that.
no, he was in Isaiah 14.
No, I read it. Yeah.
Hey,
It's 2nd
hey,
Ezra. I'll read it again. 2nd Ezra
Oh,
15.
you bring that second Ezra? I thought,
Yeah.
okay, I thought you were still in Isaiah 14. So
I read two scriptures. I'll read it again just for to clear it up. 2nd Ezra 15, verse 18. It says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
You see, because of their pride. It's like I thought when you said you had a little bit more, I thought you said you had a little bit more, and I said,
"Oh no, you good, bro? It's all good."
Yeah, man, because of the pride, these things are going to come against these people. That's why there is no room to be proud right now, man. For you, those of you that calling yourself in this truth, man, there ain't no reason for you to be acting proud. Like your shit don't stink, man. Like you the only one that's ever right. Can't nobody tell you shit. That's pride, man. And ultimately, you're going to get brought down low, man, if you don't get yourself in check, man. All right? You're going to get caught out here with your pants down like everybody else. And then what? Then it's going to be too late for your ass, man. Where's that? Go ahead. So, like, any brother got?
Yeah, I got one. This is a second Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Quote that again, Brother Sean.
The second Ezra 8:50.
That's the one I was thinking about. Second Ezra chapter 8. Yep. Read it again, Brother Sean.
This is second Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, which is the key words, the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Yeah. You see, many great miseries, man. Think about that, man. You people think you look at these other nations and you look at their conditions that they're in, and you're like, man, those people are miserable. You people are going to be even worse, man. You're going to be in a way more pitiful case. Okay? You people. Yeah, I'm talking about you people, man. You silly Americans out there, man. All right? You bug-outs. You prideful idiots. You're going to be in misery, man, because you have walked in great pride. Okay?
I got a precept.
Khan, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Art. Go ahead.
You kind of breaking up, but go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Dawada. You can't hear you, brother. Hold on. Go ahead. Somebody else speak. I'm gonna add him back in.
Proverbs 6:16, and it reads, "These 6 things doth the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look."
A proud look, number 1. Right out the gates. These 6 things do the Lord hate. The first thing is a proud look, man. Right? And you women, all right, you fucking women out there walking around like y'all really the main ones walking around like your shit don't stink. But you damn women out there, man, the Most High is going to do a very bad thing to you in the words of Donald Trump, right? You're going to be very bad. The Most High is going to do very bad things to you, man, because of your proud looks. He hates you, man. The Most High hates you proud-ass women out there, man.
Yeah, you can. And like again, quoting Trump, he one of his quotes is, "We're gonna bomb the shit out of them." That's what Trump said out of his own mouth. So that's what the Lord gonna do with these proud people, like brother read in Isaiah chapter 2. How he gonna bring the haughty looks down. All right, the proud, which haughty just means the countenance of somebody, pretty much. The look they you see a haughty person, that means they giving off a look that is just proud as hell. Well, like the brother's saying, these women, they got the chin in the air, the shit don't stink. But what the Lord's gonna bring all that haughtiness low. He's gonna bring that proud look low. He's gonna bring the prideness of everyone down. All right. The only thing you should be proud of is knowing you are Israelite. That because there's pride, being proud and on the righteous side, and then there's being proud on the left hand side, which is what Esau Edom excels in. All right. That's why the scripture talk about the pride has deceived them. The scripture, throughout the scriptures, it talks about Esau Edom and pride. But then you got our people that are proud as hell. So what, they're gonna be joined hand in hand with them in their pride and receive the same judgment as the most proudest people on the planet, which is Esau, Edom, of course, and then you got Esau. There's different levels to Esau as far as pride. And here in America, they're the proudest devils ever been seen on the planet. They have parades talking about proud to be American. Got pride parades. Got proud this, proud that. And the Lord is going to judge them for that, and He's going to bring it down low. Go ahead, brother. Though, keep going.
Proverbs 6, verse 16. These 6 things doth Yahweh Bashim Yahushai hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination to him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
Mm-hmm. A proud look and a lying tongue. So, like, real quick, it said proud look and a lying tongue because what I'd say 99% of the time, a proud look is going to lead to that lying tongue. Because what you'll lie all you want, you'll bullshit, you'll filibuster your way, through life because you too proud to step up and say anything. Just like Esau Edom, he'll just filibuster his way through life and just lie about everything. Because he's too proud to say what he really means, what he really wants to say, what he really needs to say, and that's why he's the proudest. That's why the pride of his heart has deceived him, because he's too proudful to speak the truth. All he got to do all he is doing is deceiving, which is something that the scriptures talk about. Like brother was talking about, and when the Roman Empire came back, what was given unto them? It was given unto them to deceive the earth. But they weren't speaking truth. It was a lying tongue. That's how you deceive people, with the lying tongue. Go ahead, though, brother.
Real quick, it said the scriptures say, as soon as he comes forth out of the womb, he comes speaking lies.
Hey, brother, I got it right here.
Go ahead, bring it up.
Psalm 58. I'll start at verse 2. It says, "Yea, and in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies."
What? When you hear about the Renaissance, that Renaissance means what? Rebirth. All right. So when that Edomite Empire was reborn again, all right, they came forth immediately speaking lies, like we were saying earlier, iconoclasm, whitewashing. They immediately were reborn, came back into power, speaking nothing but straight lies, man.
Yep. And to this day, because it was a progressive. They came here. They came to the new world with lies, and they still to this day propagate the lies that that best suits them. Best suits them. Come with that deception. Just like they came here, it's the same thing they doing today. Ain't nothing changed. They just changed up. What's a good word for it? They just changed up the tactics, so to say. Instead of just coming out blatantly and destroying you, we're gonna do it subliminally. Do it on the down low, still destroying you and deceiving you. We're just gonna do it on the down low. That's the same devil that came here beginning in 1492. Go ahead, Kwam.
Proverbs 16, verse 18.
I was
Go ahead. You gonna say something?
Yeah, we can hear you now, brother. I don't know if you can hear. Nah, go ahead, Kwam. Go ahead.
Proverbs 16, verse 18. And heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies.
You see, and what the scriptures talk about how Jake has surpassed the deeds of the wicked. All right, and what Jake be the ones right now that be quick to their feet be swift to run to mission.
Proverbs 16, verse 18. And heart that devises wicked imaginations.
How does Jake be doing that nowadays? He be plotting on how to get the next lick. Because what he took in that spirit from Esau, man. And like again, I quoted it. they have surpassed the deeds of the wicked, man. Jake be trying to scheme on everybody, man, thinking that he ain't gonna get caught. All right, because he's proud, man. Go ahead.
Feet that be swift in running to mischief.
Mm-hmm. Doing all types of wickedness, right? Selling dope, stealing from their neighbor, stealing from their homeboys, popping their homeboys' girl, right? Quick, man, real quick. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 19, a false witness that speaketh lies.
Yep. Yeah. That's all throughout Israel. You already see Esau doing it to himself with this whole Senate shit. These dudes were quick to lie upon each other, man. Go ahead.
And him that soweth discord among brethren.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You see?
And that happens amongst Israel too.
Mm-hmm.
Just like it's happening amongst Esau. And now it's happening even more on Esau because what? The curse is that's a curse. That's a curse that the Lord put on us, and now it's happening to Esau. Yes, look. I mean, just look at the shenanigans that they got going on what they call it the impeachment trial of Donald Trump, man. It's a bunch of shenanigans, man. Lying on one another, sowing discord. But because what? Because the Lord is dividing them, just like the Lord used Israel to sow discord amongst himself and divide them. That's why you can, I know I can say that as a testimony because you call me back in the world, you call me a Mexican, I'd be heated. But man, you ain't no fucking Mexican. And you're talking shit about Mexicans. No, the whole time, that's my brothers, and now Esau's the same way, man. Esau's in that same spirit. Now you call a Russian or a German, you call him an American, that dude's gonna be heated because he don't want to be associated with that,
I got you right here.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, it says, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
Okay. Good, brother. You got it.
Okay. Yeah. So just like the brother was saying, those curses are being lifted up off of the Israelites and they're put on the enemy of the Lord's people. They're being slowly sifted and put on to the enemies of the Israelites, who are chiefly the Edomites.
Yep.
So it says, I'll read it again. It says, and the Lord.
Kind of real quick, because what the brother just Quam just read, that was pertaining to Israel originally. All that the proud looks, all right, all that the brother just read, that pertained to Israel. It's still to this day, really. But what it mainly is pertaining to Esau right now, and now even more that the curses are being put upon our enemies, beginning with Esau, Edom.
It says, and it says, and the Lord, again, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7, and the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So those enemies, so those curses are being lifted off the Israelites, and they're being put upon the Edomites now. So that's why you're starting to see them fight amongst each other on a level like that. That's unprecedented. We never seen Esau really, their house falling apart like it is right now. This is a beautiful time to be alive. We're seeing the downfall of our enemy, and the Lord is bringing it right before our eyes. We can see it. So it's not far fetched that the Lord is bringing in the last prophecies at this time. Go ahead.
Yeah, and even literally among the what they call the royal family, what they call the I forgot what their names are, their last name is, but nonetheless, look what's going on amongst them, man. They're falling apart, man. That's the person. This is supposed to be the royal family, so to say, and look what's going on with them, man. So
they're
hey,
upset about the chick because they think that she's part nigga, but she's
yeah.
really an Edomite. She's one of your people, just with a different complexion, and then the whole thing got blown out of proportion. It shows you that they can't even get along amongst each other. So that's a curse that was amongst Israel. So now that's falling upon them in their highest level of office. Talking about the royal family, that's falling upon the curses have fallen upon the highest level of their offices.
Mm-hmm. So how much more? Which obviously they're not going to televise it, but how much more? You know the 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 real royalty of Esau, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, because what the Lord, he brought division in the kings of Israel, in their families, like King David's son came up against him. So what do you think the Lord's gonna do with these devils, man? Right now, before he brings them completely down, man, he gonna bring division among them. It's not gonna be televised, of course, because you never see them on TV. But look, the Lord said he's gonna put the curses on them. You best believe that they having some difficulty right now, man. If the
Straight.
Lord brought division among King David and his sons, you best believe the Lord's gonna bring division among these devils and their sons, man.
I got a little something here. Book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse. I'll start at verse 5 and read on down a little bit. Isaiah 47 and 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon an ancient hast thou very heavily laid his yoke. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. And here's this part right here. Therefore, hear now this. Though that art given to pleasures, that dwelleth carelessly, that says in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And that's going into how Esau is in this particular state right now, or
Yeah, mainly
really right
America.
before the time frame right now,
Yep.
because he's thinking that he can't be touched. But now, as we're just quoting or just stating that the curses are starting to fall upon him, so now he's realizing that he can't be touched.
Mhm.
And he touched the apple of the Lord's eye. Now the Lord is starting to flip this. He flipped the switch. Now everything's starting to move on over to him because he did what he did to us.
Yep. Hey, read up a couple, like 2 verses again, Baba Shaw.
Isaiah 47, verse 6 maybe, where it says, I was wroth with my people and have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand.
Yeah. So there you go. The Lord was wroth with His people. All right, and giving them unto that hand. So hey, like the apostle been saying recently, man. Everybody quick to blame Esau. Man, Esau this, Esau that. Yeah, we know that. The scriptures tell you that. But why? Why are we in this situation? Why is Esau doing this unto us? Look in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror, man. It's not because what Esau did. It's because what we did. We went off. We went. Obviously, of course, it was all prophecy. But hey, the Lord wrote that in there that we was gonna go off. All right, that's the point I wanted to hit on. That, but keep going though. He gave us into the hand of our enemies, mainly
Right.
Esau. Edom. Go ahead.
He says, and given them into thine hand, and thou didst show them no mercy.
Yeah, Esau didn't show us no mercy, man. At least the other nations showed us some kind of mercy. Not much, but they showed us some form of mercy. This devil showed us no mercy, like the scripture the brother just read, man. No mercy, not 1%, not nothing. And it was all because the Lord set it up like that because of what we did. But the point is that we getting at is what this devil did. The Lord made him show us no mercy so that the Lord don't have to show him mercy. Ooh, yeah, because the Lord do that, man. The Lord do it. He set you up for the okie doke, man. He made you show no mercy to his people, the apple of his eye, like one of the brothers quoted earlier. And now it's time for you to get no mercy. Like, what is that in the is it in the New Testament? He that showed no mercy.
James.
Yeah, brother. One of the brothers want to grab that, hold that. But go ahead, Ariel.
Con. It says, and given them into the hand of into thine hands, thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Talking about the old men.
Yep,
The
man,
old
'cause that's where it began, man. The ancient man, this ain't start now, man. This been Esau, man. Esau came to power during the Greeks, but he been helping take us down for a minute, going all the way back to the Babylonians. Oh shit, even before that, when we came out of Egypt, he didn't help us. He came up against us, so technically he was helping take us down, or not take us down, but he was coming up against us. So even
he
before
helping
the
us.
Greeks, yep, and even before the Babylonians, when they were saying raise it, man. That's why King David said, remember them, man. Remember what is it? Remember the children of Edom. You know. Go ahead though.
Yep. Verse 7, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever.
Yeah,
So that
it should be a lady forever, man. Because that's what Esau, Edom, mainly here in America, of course, because America is compared to that whore, that harlot that rides upon the beast. Go ahead.
it says, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Yep. Yeah, because they look, because really the worst atrocities was done here in America, man. Yeah, the 70 AD was a horrible time. They besieged the city of Jerusalem. They compassed it around about where no food was coming in, so it came to a point where there was what they was starting to eat their children, eat leather boots, eat what they could. But what even worse atrocities happen here in America, and even worse atrocities gonna happen here in America in these last days. Go ahead.
Con. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
Mm-hmm.
I shall,
And that's
I
that's
go ahead.
Salah. That's Esau Edom, and but what? Just like in the Roman Empire, they had a capital which everybody had to pay tribute to, right? Which was what it was called the Roman Empire. It wasn't called the Italian Empire, or all right. It was called the Roman Empire because what the capital, all right, where they ruled from, where everybody got the orders from, they paid tributary to was right here in Rome, which is today is the modern day America. Go ahead. Read that again. That same verse you were just reading started at the top, Bubba Shaw.
Isaiah 47 and 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly,
Yeah,
that sayest,
America dwells carelessly, man. America is the number one nation that dwells carelessly among Edom. All right, because at least the other nations they don't dwell carelessly as compared to America.
no, no, no.
All the other countries have been invaded. All the other Edomite nations have been invaded. Britain, all right, Germany, Russia, you name it, they have been invaded. America's the only one that dwells carelessly. You got niggas that bombs could be dropping on the other side of the world. These niggas are sitting in the you know in the 50 in the Bel Air, the Chevy Bel Air, man, just cruising down the street. You know,
Yes,
just,
I shall be a lady forever. They think they're
yep.
gonna be a lady forever.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, in thine heart, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance in thine enchantments.
There you go, man. So in one day, all this is gonna come upon on who? On main America, man. All right, it's gonna mainly gonna come upon America, man. And they said the abundance of sorceries is not Babylon, the mystery Babylon compared to or another code name is the mother of harlots, right? So this is mainly, if not talking about America, man, because it's going to come upon America in one day when them nukes start flying through the sky, man. But leading up to that, it's going to be a devastation to the unwalled, or what it's called, the unwalled city, I think, unwalled villages, something like that.
Yes, yes.
You know, the virgin daughter of Babylon, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is the only place that no one's have fought. Because you look into history, there's been wars on damn near every country So to say continent, we'll say continent, but never like what's coming to America, you know. But you know, you got Russia, the the other you got Africa, Asia, all these places have fought wars on the land. The only wars you can think of here in America were civil wars. And of course when Esau was conquering, but they don't really, that wasn't even a war. That was a landslide victory because the Lord was with him. He was with Esau to do that. But now it's time for the Lord to bring America down. All right. In the same fashion that he went around and conquered everybody else and did all the, drop bombs on people and whatnot. So now it's time for the Lord to recompense that great whore, man, that harlot, the mistress of witchcraft, man, the harlot. Go ahead.
It's like verse 10. Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
There you go, man. Hey, if that ain't speaking about America, then what is? Read that again, Baba Kashab, man. Because we understand that Esau Edom is spread out through the whole earth, but where is the capital? Just like Rome was. This right here is the capital of Esau Edom. This is Basra. All right. This is the main chief cities of Esau right here, man. Yeah, they might have the London and what or the Vatican City, but look, this is America is Rome reincarnated. All right. Just like Rome in the ancient world. This is it. This is where they got the Senate. All right. That's why they got the UN. Where's the UN capital? I think, or
New York.
the building, whatever, is in New York. Where they gather at, it's in New York. It's in New York. It's here in America. It's American shores. Go ahead, though. Read that again, Baba Shah.
Verse 10 again. Isaiah 47. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
Yeah. So, hey, the knowledge and what it say? The knowledge and the wickedness.
It says thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it
The
hath
wisdom and the
perverted
knowledge.
thee.
God, it's perverted, man. Look at what, because everything comes out of America, pretty much. All the majority of the technology, that it comes out of America. I'm not talking about plasma TVs, but a lot of it comes out from America. As far as things Esau Edom, it comes from the Americans, whether they be Germans or Russians or whatever they may be. For the most part, they be coming out of those things be coming out of America, man. And it's gotten Esau Edom here in America so prideful that they're looking at everything like, hey, who gonna take us out, man? They even say it themselves. Oh, hey, America's the best country in the earth. You know, nobody can fuck with us. Go ahead, though.
It says, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
There
And
you go, man.
I
Yeah,
could
you
read
got
on a
it.
little bit more.
Kind. Yeah, you got it, brother. You got it.
Okay, I'll read a little bit more here. It says, verse 12, it says, stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Talking about all his shit that he puts his heart into. They want to they don't believe in the true Lord of Israel, but they believe in everything else that they devised. So stand with that.
Yeah, and the brother has sent out a video earlier today. The enchantments, all right, the sorceries. That's how America's was established and how it continues to be run. All right, off of what the witchcraft, man. The witch again, going back to what Scripture and Revelation say that this is the mother of harlots. Damn, what is it? Say something about witchcraft. The mistress of witchcraft, maybe.
Mistress of Witchcraft, yeah,
Mistress of
Nahum.
witchcraft. That's America, man.
Hey,
Oh,
I
Go
got
ahead.
that actually in Nahum.
You got it in what?
In Nahum, right? I was holding that in Nahum. The well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft.
Yeah, kind. Yeah. Kind.
go ahead,
This
bro.
is Nahum chapter 3, verse 4 says, because of the multitude of the whoredom of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredom and families through her witchcraft.
There you go. And that's mainly talking. That is talking about America, man. All right, the well-favored harlot. You got to get in the Book of Revelations to know who that well-favored harlot is. All right, that selleth what nations through her what witchcraft? Let's say.
Con.
Yep. So read that again,
Sells
Bible.
nations through her whoredom. It says sells nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft.
There you go, through her witchcraft, man.
America.
All right, and go ahead, you got it out.
Oh, I'm just saying that's America. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's no question that that's a prophecy about America. That's exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. That Nahum 3, because that's and of course going into to the Israelites as well too. That proves that that we were sold, and it talks about us being sold in different chapters of the Bible. So that shows you that it's talking about America, and that's and the judgment of America is going to be something fierce. I'll read on to finish this passage real quick, and then we'll move on. Verse 13 again. It says, I didn't read verse 13. So Isaiah 47:13. It says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee." Let them come save you. You put all your trust in all that shit you don't know nothing about. Well, let that shit be your savior in the time of your trouble.
Yep. And you got all that here in America, man. The prognosticators, what they call prognosticators, the stargazers, or the soothsayers. You got all that in America, man. That's why people come here, man, because you can worship whatever you can worship fucking spaghetti here. They call it a pasta. What they call it, pastafari. You can worship a tomato head, man. A piece of tomato. This
We're
is
not making that up either.
yeah. Google it.
Google it.
Niggas worship spaghetti and meatballs, man. If this ain't Babylon, I don't know where, and who, and where is it?
That's America. I mean, and the point we're making is that all that is here in America. All that is here. You can go to there'll be a church, a Christian church, and then right next to it will be a damn palm reading place. You go get your palm read and shit.
Yeah.
All that shit is on the same block in any city, in any small town. Then you get the Masonic Lodge there. Then you got the Islamic Temple over there. Then you got 3 other Christian Catholic churches, Catholic, Baptist, Methodist. What the hell's all that shit mean?
And ultimately, real quick, ultimately, all that, like what the brother just named, all that goes back to the same worship. It's Satan worship, man. If you're not worshiping Yahweh by Shem outside, then you're worshiping Satan, man. Some idols. You worshiping something that ain't gonna help you, man. You worshiping nonsense at the end of the day, and that's what America pushes out, man. You whatever you like, that's what you can worship, man. Do your own thing, That's what Babylon the Great. All right, that what the brothers read, just the favorite harlot. We're paraphrasing. This is why it's called the harlot, man. Because what you can worship anything you want. All right, and the scriptures say that rebellion is a sin of witchcraft. So if you're rebelling against the Lord, ultimately you commit the sin of witchcraft. And we know the Lord said, "I suffer not a witch to live." Go ahead, though, brother. You got it.
Reading it again, it says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be, Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants, from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. So that's gonna be the end game for this beautiful nation, this beautiful, strong, proud nation, America. Is gonna be burnt as stubble, you know, and that's that same sentiments all over the Bible, talking about the whore, talking about Babylon, all right, talking about this mystery city. It's gonna be as Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord said He's going to do away with this place. It's not going to be pretty. This is all written and prophesied in the Bible. When we try to warn you about it, it's because we're nigh at time to those troubles coming here right here to the mainland America. We telling you we ain't gonna do nothing about it, but we're telling you so you can get spiritually prepared for what the Lord has prepared for America, which is nothing but bad times, evil.
That's right.
Yeah, I got some. This is Ezekiel. You have something?
No.
All right. Ezekiel chapter 39, verse 23. It says, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. You know, as the brother stated, Brother R stated earlier, you know, he said, you know, Esau Edom is doing all these things, but hey, the man in the mirror, us, we went into these iniquities. You know, I mean, we went into captivity because of our iniquities, man. Because we transgressed against the Heavenly Father. All right? Because the scriptures say those whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken it. When you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, all right, the first 14 verses, it states, what shall happen if we follow these laws, statutes, commandments? Of course, you know, it was according to prophecy that we shall fall away, but we fell away according to our iniquities. But the heathen are going to know that, man, because we've been, as the book of Maccabees say, what nation have begotten of her spoils? What kingdom have not gotten of her spoils? Okay, all the nations gonna know that, yo, you were only exalted, or you were only in rulership. You only had your reigns because all nations had their reigns, their dominions. You only had your dominions because of our iniquities, because we fell off. But the Lord is preparing the true rulers, as the scriptures say. The Lord said He will set up one that is profitable. Okay, so the casting down of these nations, the fall of these nations, and then we're going to be rained up. So the heathen are going to know that, man. Okay, it says the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Speaking of the Most High, the Heavenly Father. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. And that's the beginning of that Job 9 and 24. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. All right, that's how all those things were able to be possible. The earth given to the hand of the wicked. Why was the earth given to the hand of the wicked? Did not Ezra say the earth was made for our sakes, man? Okay, so through the fall of us, that's how these nations were able to exercise their beliefs, to exercise their ways, man, to set up high their gods, to put forth their beliefs, their laws, their statutes, all right, to set up their wicked decrees through the fall of us, man. Okay, reading on, it says, therefore I hid my face from them and gave them to the hand of their enemies, so fell they all by the sword. And we went into captivity as a nation, man. That's why you got he could be Israelite, but I believe it was an East Indian that was stating he was saying that, you know, he was saying the Negroes are not Hamites. And he went into that definition of Zondervan Bible's dictionary about, you know, the Negroes, because there was a dude saying that Obama and Will Smith are the same people. But he went into the scriptures in Zondervan Bible dictionary, and he searched out himself. Like, hold on, the Negroes are not Africans, man. Those are the Israelites. Those are the Hebrews. Okay? So reading on, it says, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them and hid my face from them. So that's where all the pride is going to subside, man. So all you nations that's high and lofty, as the scripture say, you're gonna be brought down low because you don't really know who's the dominant, man. All right, who's the salt of the earth? All right,
Con.
as the scripture say, what nation is like thy people? Okay,
Hey, Con. If I may add real quick, like what you just said, that these nations, man, mainly Esau. That's what the Lord allowed him to get to the highest nation thus far. We hear the world is the way it is right now with technology and skyscrapers and this and that. Going to the stars. Going. Just doing all kind of shit. Because what the, like the brothers going into the Israelites went off, of course. But what the Lord is doing this so that they can get puffed up, and not just Esau, the other nations, but Esau mainly, because that's why the scriptures say that his pride has deceived him. Here it is, he has got this kingdom, this current kingdom, on a level that has never been seen before. Just think about 100 years ago in 1920. All right, it was nothing like what you see today. It was nothing like any other kingdom before. You got cars that run off of you know uh, fuel. Before you had to use horses. This is the height of this kingdom. The wicked. This is the height of the wicked right now. Nothing has ever been seen on the planet before, and this is what is deceiving Esau, man, because he's so proud, man. That what the Lord has allowed him to do is deceiving him because he's proud because of it. His pride has reached unto the stars, man. Literally. Go ahead. I just wanted to add that.
done. All right, beautiful. Because as we was going to Daniel 7, this beast shall be diverse among the others. We went into the political reasons on why this beast shall be diverse among the others. But look, this beast here, man. Nobody, like the brother was saying, nobody is come to these heights, man. All right, nobody has gotten this close to this
Complete world dominance.
yeah, this power structure.
Mhm.
The global dominance, because as we know, it said the known world, right?
Yeah.
Well, the known world during that time, all right, America didn't consist of that, the known world.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, the uttermost parts. Now Esau Edom is reached into the uttermost parts. Now Esau Edom is at a global dominance, man. That's never happened before. All right, all continents,
Yeah.
Esau has dominion.
Real quick, even Esau is the only people in Antarctica right now, man, digging holes and doing all kind of shit. Who knows? But that didn't happen during the because really it started during the Greek Empire, because before that it was what the Persians. They had a vast rulership over there in the known world, and then the Greeks came in. They expanded that empire. They took the Persians empire and they expanded it, right. All Alexander the Greek, he made it all the way to the Himalayas mountains. And then what happened after that? The Romans came in, which were another more Edomites, and then they expanded their whole kingdom unto that whole from Europe, all the way to England. So modern day England, all the way to China, through the what's it called, the Silk Trade. They didn't have China as subjection like they had Israel in subjection, but they still had them as tributaries, so to say. And then here it is today, like the brother just said, they have every inch of the earth today, man. The Esau has every inch of the earth today. The Mount, the what the people like say, what about the Han Dynasty? The Bible don't talk about that. That's because the Han Dynasty and all that Moabite shit is irrelevant because they never conquered the whole earth, man. So why would the Bible speak about them? Yeah, they had their little China walls and this and that, but they're irrelevant because they didn't conquer the whole known earth, right? They're not speaking Chinese everywhere. They're speaking English. And who's the one speaking English? Who the one pushing that out? Is Esau Edom, man. So we see this, man. You have to understand what's going on. You have to, wake up and smell the fresh air, so that, as they say.
Con. Like the brother said, hey, all those other empires, them shits are irrelevant, man. That's why the Bible didn't speak of it, man.
Yep.
Okay, it's irrelevant. The Bible spoke of the main power structures, man. The Bible, the Assyrians, Babylonians, all right, the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans. Anything outside of those, man, those are just mediocre type,
Pee Wee League.
rings.
T-ball compared to MLB.
Yeah, like minor league.
Yeah.
You got the minor league and you got the major league. Okay, that's the fulfillment of Job 9:24. All right, them Moabites didn't come in fulfillment of that. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. They didn't come in fulfillment of that, man. Okay, but
The Moabite.
go ahead, Art.
I got a precept to back you brothers up. This is in Ezekiel 31. And the Most High is making a comparison, of the trees, being these different nations. I'm gonna read verse 5 and 6 out of Ezekiel 31. It says, "Therefore his height was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches kind." Go ahead, speak on it, brother.
Hey, because what? When you go back to the book of Genesis, back to the beginning, okay, as the brother just read the scripture, it said he was above all the branches of the tree. So when Adam and Eve was in that garden, he said, "Don't eat of this fruit or that tree or that tree." That was the other nations they was talking about, man.
Yep.
So when it said this nation, this tree was above all the height of the sea, man, he exalted above all the other nations, man. All right, just want to say it real quick,
Hey, let me back you up real quick. I'm gonna jump to verse 9. It says, "I've made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of God envied him."
Con, hey, and that's really twofold. I see where you're going, because that's really talking about Israel.
Yep.
Okay.
Con.
But you can apply that to Esau today, because a lot of the scriptures of judgment on us now that refers to Esau, Edom.
Yep.
Prepare slaughter for the children for the iniquity of their fathers. First, let's talk about us. Amos 9:8, the eyes of the Lord God upon the sinful kingdom. First, let's talk about us. So when you read that scripture, that's twofold, because really that's talking about Israel. Because the sons of God, he was exalted, the other trees envied him. That was talking about the sons of God in the Garden of Eden. But you can apply it to Esau right now, because what? Esau, Edom, is that tree exalted above all others.
That's right. And like the scripture said that they envied him. Who is everybody? Everybody ain't got baggy pants and them tall tees. What they got? You look around the world, they got suits on, man. They going after the ways of Esau Edom. They envy Esau Edom. That's why they want to come here to prosper. Well, not anymore, because the America's on the way out of here. But they envy Esau because of he prospers. Like the brother quoted Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Everybody, of course, is going to envy. By default, it's something in people. You look at the people that's doing great. And you're like, damn, why can't I be like that? It's just, and so how much more these other nations, man? That's why they're gonna be welling, because when America's destroyed, they ain't gonna be making money no more, because what they've been trying to make money off of this harlot, man. They've been trying to build up their own countries and build up themselves by coveting what this whore has, man, or what this devil has, the Esau Edom. Go ahead, though. I'll finish that off, and then brothers got it, and we could close out here, and whatever brothers got, we'll close out on.
I'm gonna go back over to verse 5 and 6. Ezekiel 31, verse 5 and 6 says, "Therefore his height was exalted above all the trees of the field, and his boughs were multiplied, and his branches became long, because of the multitude of water when he shot forth. And all the fowls of heaven made their nest in his boughs, and under his branches did all the beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under their shadows dwell all great nations." Just going backing up the brother over there, how he's talking about there's these other dynasties or whatever, whatnot, these other ruling nations or whatever, whatnot, but they're a lot smaller. They're insignificant. But also going back into right now, Babylon and spread its Babylon Jews throughout the earth, and everybody's taking heed after them and after their how you say their structure, like with the monetary fund, international monetary fund, the banking systems. You know, if you want to fly an airplane anywhere in the world, you got to know English. You know, on the world stage, people go and wear suits. You know, everything is going. You know, being in a position of the so-called white man, you know, is in the power seat right now. You know, going back to what the other brother had read, you know, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. All right, he's in the position of rulership, dominating over top of all the other nations.
John. Hey, Michael,
Yeah. This is Zechariah chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 14. So the angel that communed with me said unto me, Cry thou, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. Verse 15, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. We're going into Esau's pride, and going to a good example is Psalm 37 chapter. It says he is not troubled like other men, nor is he plagued as other men. Therefore, pride encompass him around about as a chain. Because Esau is not troubled. He's got built up to a point where he sees in his mind that no one can touch him. He can never, like when it's like the Titanic, that Titanic spirit. Even God can't sink the ship, and even God can't destroy America. And he says that because he's not been challenged, and that's what's happening now. He's being challenged, and you can see what's happening to his kingdom. It's crumbling because the whole time he was never established to rule forever. It says in throughout the 10th chapter, he has plucked up the roots of the proud nations. The Lord has plucked up the roots of the proud nations, and Esau being that ultimate, prideful nation, because he's talking about in the scriptures. He is the prideful. Going to we brought out earlier in Malachi the 1st chapter about being a border of wickedness. Right, but the heathen that at ease, that talks about Moab, all the heathens, because since we fell, going into that Psalm 83rd chapter, all right, they come together to make us fall, so that we be cut off from remembrance, so that they can prosper. All right, because when we're not in prosperity, obviously we're in our trouble. We're in bondage, we're in our captivity, and we're under the rulership of the heathen. All right, and they prosper because of our downfall. All right, but continuing forth, I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Okay, the Lord, the whole time is in his mind. Of course, it's written down in the scriptures that it was just for a moment that he was going to hide his face from us. Okay, because we had our punishment to serve, but it wasn't like he forsook us forever. All right, Esau thinks that the Lord has chosen him, but he forgot he sold his birthright. He was rejected. All right, and the whole time, again, it was always about Israel, always about us. Okay, again, backing up with the brothers, the spirit changed up. We're like it says in Deuteronomy, it's how could one chase 1,000? And 2 for 10,000 a flight, except the rock had sold them, and the Lord had shut them up. Okay, the Lord gave us to the nations because of our iniquity. It was for our punishment, it's not forever. So I'm gonna finish out of this verse 16. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. Okay, the Lord is back with us again. That's why his kingdom was falling, because the Lord is back with his people again. Exactly.
Intervene.
Yep. My house shall be built in it, saith the Lord of hosts, and a line. Yep, that video did that. And the line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. The line, meaning the standard. The standard is the Lord's people. That line is being drawn at this is my people. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. At 17, I'm gonna close out right here. Cry yet, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, my cities through prosperity shall yet be spread abroad, and the Lord shall yet comfort Zion and yet choose Jerusalem. Just like he chose Jacob and set aside Esau, he's going to do it again. Esau's the end of the world, and Jacob's the kingdom that follows. The whole time, these other nations think they're up next. Esau's going to come to his new order, but lo and behold, in the midst, of all these plans, okay, the Lord had a plan the whole time about setting us back up to our first estate.
Hey, that's heavy, real quick. Like a simple analogy. You a dude, right? You out there playing with all these other women, right? But at the end of the day, when you done, you ready to settle down. You got this one woman that you favor above all, and that's who you finna settle down with, and that's who you finna be with. And that's what the Lord doing right now, man. There's one woman that he loved the most that he just finna settle down, and he finna come back and marry her, man. That's it, man. So all you other, and that's what all the other women, they get sad, they cry, they get upset, they get butthurt. It's like, look, I'm going back home to my woman, man. And, you know, that's just a simple analogy of what's happening, man. The Lord is coming back. And he said, I am married unto thee. Okay? The Lord is coming back for his woman, man. And that's it, you know. So with that, you know, brothers don't got anything else, you know, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh,
Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone that taught us his truth. All right, it's still standing strong, and blessings to you brothers out there, man. Hey, that's hasting in the day, man, and looking and hasting, man. You know, praying and waiting, man, and staying awoke, man, to see these things that's getting ready to take place, because a lot of these people, they're gone, man. They're blind. They don't see what's happening. And blessings also to you few sisters out there listening and learning. Shalom.
Shalom.
So,